Hi there, this is Brent and welcome to day one of the Sustainable High-Level Productivity course. And so today it is all about the principle of clarity. And so I've made clarity as number one because if our compass isn't pointing anywhere, then there's no way to move in any productive direction. We just don't know what we're doing. We're not discerning between what we want and what we don't want. Even having a map is important, but only if you have a compass, because even having a map but without any orientation, it won't serve you either. So we want to get the compass in place. We want to know where we're going. We want to know what's important to us. We want to get clear on our priorities, because if we can do that, then everything else can fall into place like a grid work. We can come with the strategy and the implementation and find flow with it as well, and then step into that productive state. But first things first. And so to that end, to discuss clarity, I have 3 points that I want to discuss with you that will help you. It will give you a sense of what we're talking about here, the sense of knowing. I know what I'm about. I know what I'm doing. That's what we're going for. Really stepping beyond this doubt, stepping beyond all the stuff that would confuse us, stepping beyond our culture, whether it's our societal or our family cultures that would implant us with ideas that are not our own, all that stuff that serves to confuse us. And so right now we want to get clear on our purpose and our direction. So number one is, I would like to invite you to choose for yourself. So what would you do? How would you live your life on a day-by-day basis, on an hour-by-hour basis, and on a month-by-month basis if you were choosing for yourself? If you're doing what you're here to do, what you want to do, doing what is the most correct for yourself. And so this isn't to say it can be interpreted as shirking your responsibilities and just you have mouths to feed and a job to do and pets to take care of and plants to water, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do any of this, and so you just go off into the woods. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, in terms of how you shape your life and in terms of the direction you look in and the direction you move in, are you doing it for someone else or something else, or are you doing it for yourself? Let's think about that. So there's 3 ways in which we choose for people that are not ourselves. So the first one is proving. So for example, who are you trying to prove yourself to? You're trying to prove yourself to your teachers or your parents, your friends? Are you trying to get your friends to see you a certain way? Are you trying to prove them wrong about something? Are you trying to prove them right about something? Boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, any of these kinds of things. Did they say something that you're just reacting against and it's like, oh, one day you'll see? Well, if you're operating from this proving point of view, you're still their slave. You're still living your life in their frame. You're still imprisoned by their opinion, where it's like, it's not until they finally see that they were wrong or see that they were right that, oh, finally I proved it. Now I'm free. It's like, no, man, no. Cancel all of that and let's just step into that freedom that was always yours to begin with, and let go of this campaign of proving yourself to people. Number 2 is obeying. In what way are you shaping your life out of obedience? I've worked with a lot of people that are born in certain cultures where you need to honor your parents. It's a very strong mandate to do as they say and to choose certain career paths even in order to not make waves or in order to make them happy. And so this can be a very difficult thing to get out of, and it can be a very compelling force unconsciously on us. But nevertheless, you're not here to live their life. You're not here to live from their point of view. So maybe truly evaluate what you're getting out of this arrangement where you're living your life for them. It's not necessarily your parents either. You could be, say, obedient to bosses, employers, coaches, mentors, people that you just maybe take their word and you just kind of take it upon yourself to make them happy. Let all that go. Let all of that go now. And step out of obedience and start considering, if you were to live your life for you and to truly do what you want and step into something that's that really captures your attention and your imagination and your curiosity, what would that be? And then the third is comparing. So in what way are you comparing yourself to other people? This is a really, really, really big cultural thing where we are looking left and right and seeing if our peers are doing better or worse than us. And it's just so dumb, right? And you know this and I know this, right? We know the conventional wisdom is to stop comparing ourselves, and yet we still do it. We go on Instagram and we see if people are more successful than us. And so why don't you make a pact right now to allow those people to have their journey, let them live their lives, and what they achieve or don't achieve, that's for them and their own thing. And none of it has anything to do with you. It never did have anything to do with you. Your life is for you. Your journey is for you. And it's ultimately going to blossom and open up in ways that are uniquely for your own experience. And so I really suggest that you drop this request to make your life like somebody else's. You can look around for inspiration or whatever. That's totally fine, right? And then to really reverse this, like kind of a quick sort of ninja tool to really put to rest this comparison energy, is to really imagine just giving it to them. Imagine just letting them have it. Just okay, good for you. I'm so happy for you. Good. May you be blessed with even more. Like just let them have the whole thing, and just get out of comparison, and just really just compare yourself to who you were yesterday, and just let that be the only bar. So good. So that is choosing for yourself. I want you to really reflect on that over these upcoming 3 days. Journal about it. Like if you're serious about this, man, like just journal it and come up with notes and really get to make a lot of notes. Really fill a page or two about what it would look like if you chose for yourself. It's number one. Number two is to look back from the moment of your death. So imagine that you are going to die, which you are, but imagine it's like really imminent, and you're looking back on your life, and you're looking back on this moment right now. And you know that basically after this, everything's just gonna vanish. It's all gonna go black, and whatever happens afterward will happen afterward. But you're looking at this moment now that you're in, where you're watching this video and you're in this day, whatever this day is, and what would you wish that you had done? How would you wish that you had lived your life? What I find is that when we play with this kind of a question, the answer that usually comes is, I really wish that I had played full out. I wish that I really went for it, that I played the game with abandon, that I played the game as if it were just a game, which it is. To really take risks, not like the stupid kind, but to take risks that invigorate you and that really show that you're willing to let your priorities and your values be bigger than your fears. You're willing to just prioritize them over your fears. That would be a big thing, and so visiting this question will give you a lot of clarity in terms of what's important and what you need to do, most importantly. And then finally, number three is this. This is the third tool that you can work with to increase your clarity. What would happen if you received everything? What would happen if you received everything that you want? Just take a moment to think about that. Because usually what happens is when you receive everything that you want, then there's this moment of exhilaration. It's like, oh, it's great, it feels good. There's a party, and maybe it lasts for a day or a week or a year or whatever it is. And then after you get everything you want, what often happens in almost every case, it's really cool, is that we start turning to service to others. And then we start thinking about all the different ways we'd like to serve. And so like our deeper maturity starts to come online. And then you can pursue this question even further. So it's like, imagine you have everything, all your needs are taken care of, and you're taking care of everybody else's needs, and you're in flow, and you're happy, and there's nothing that you want. What would happen? Like, what would that make possible if you were in that state? And then what happens is people usually, when they really take it all the way to its edge, all the way to its end, right to the very center, what we usually get is something like, I would be well. I would be fulfilled. I would be happy, but capital H happy. Like I would be truly, truly, truly successful and happy. And so what's interesting about that is that this state, it's something that we wait for as if it were the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that just always recedes into the distance, always in the future, maybe later, all the way, when we get to the end, but not now. But the truth is that this deep state of fulfillment is only available now. Because we impose conditions on it, which is to say, it's like, okay, once these conditions are met, once I have this, and this, then I can have that fulfillment. But what's interesting is that a lot of people find when you remove the conditions on this fulfillment and you allow yourself to be fulfilled, you allow yourself to access this fulfillment that's available and everywhere, like, it's available right now. It's not exactly true that you need to receive something or accomplish something in order to have it. It's just you have all the basic software and hardware. If you start allowing yourself to have it now, then what you'll find is that you live your life from this place. You start living as a person who is fulfilled and is successful, and then the rest of your life can start to fall in line and start to match that experience. This is a very, very profound and very important concept. And if you do that, so in other words, you become clear on the most important final emotional state that you're waiting to get into, and you allow it now, then you can start working backwards. And then the rest, then a lot of problems just kind of fall away on their own, you'll notice. And then the way will appear that has otherwise been obscured or confusing up until now. So that's how to cultivate clarity, if we were to summarize it up in a little video. So again, choose for yourself in what way are you proving, obeying, or comparing. Let all that go, let it 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 go. Number 2, look back from the moment of your death. What would you wish that you had gone for? And then number 3 is what would happen if you received everything that you wanted? What state would you be in? So that's it. Play with those ideas, journal, think about it, and in the next 3 days, so 3 days from today, you'll get the next one, and we're going to talk about turning this vision into a strategy so we know what to do. That's all.